Now, the world of retail has been seeing a paradigm shift in recent times. In many industries, the traditional method of sales has been done away with by cutting off the middleman, so to speak, and selling directly to the consumer. Automakers are also starting to catch on with startups like Aether Energy, Revolt, and many others. But the biggest revelation has been Mercedes-Benz India has also decided to go into this direct-to-consumer model. By the end of this year, Mercedes will also transition. But how will that work out in the long run for brands and more importantly for the auto dealers moving forward? We sit down with Mr. Vinkesh Gulati, President of Federation of Automotive Dealers Association, to get an understanding of just that. Hello, Mr. Vinkesh, how are you?
I thanks for having me, Rahul, and it's great. And hope you are also fine. Yeah.
Yes, all well, sir. So as I said, Mercedes-Benz and many other startups are going to this direct-to-consumer model for their sales ventures. And how do you see? How does FADA see this move?
So Rahul, practically these are some new disruptions which are happening in the trade, and we see it positive. So overall, it's a different story, but we see it positive because these kinds of disruptions actually create a competence level in all the sector of the market. So what Mercedes practically did is a very good thing on the overall trade. So the dealer which has a major cost of carrying the inventory and even at times losing sale because of not having a specific model or variant is as of today absolved of that. That's a big thing. So we save a lot of money in all this yes this process. Additionally, the kind of inventory an OEM can carry all across India, and if need be, transfer those very easily to one location to other location. That kind of work process or the benefit what an OEM can have, a dealer will be very difficult to have. So on that way, it is beneficial. But when you talk on the direct billing from a manufacturer to a customer, if it's a small number, it's still possible. But as the numbers go up, or if it is being to be implemented in the mass market, then it becomes very difficult. So we are living in a place in a country where there are still a lot of compliances which has to happen in the movement of vehicle. So even as a dealer sitting in Delhi, if I want to sell a vehicle in Bihar or Rajasthan, I can't do that. I can sell the vehicle to the customer, but the registration process has to happen in that location. So if he's in Ranchi, Jharkhand, so it has to go there and get the vehicle registered. And there are a lot of different compliance system. So in a state, one address proof is acceptable. In the other state, it is not. So managing 1,000 vehicle per month retail with this process, it will be tough, but it is possible. But you cannot do it for a bulk of the numbers of vehicle what we do. Our industry is now averaging around 3 lakh per month. So so maybe what Mercedes have tried, it's a good disruption. There are a lot of positive here. The other OEMs who are in mass market, they can adapt some of the benefit what Mercedes is having, maybe without shifting to full. So they can think of that they have a central inventory of slow moving models, and the fast moving models have been kept with the dealers. So the dealers inventory goes down. So because what we are stuck, so as a dealer, I am happy to carry fast moving models. So they are coming, going, the customer is there. The vehicle will not stay for more than 10, 15 days in my stock. But the problem is when a slow moving model is there, and as we have to sell all the model, all the variant, all the color, so we have to keep those for even one customer who walks in. So that's a bigger issue. So we can take some good positive things of Mercedes model and implement in others. So uh, the other thing is we still have to wait and see how this Mercedes model reacts. So they had to start, and once it starts and the benefit is there, so theoretically it is looking good. But let's wait and see how practical it is.
Okay, so in the mainstream, I feel for bulk models is going to be a bigger challenge than
Yeah.
for some smaller volume products. I understand. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
so what are the challenges that dealers may face with this model?
So as a dealer, normally there are no challenges. It's benefit all the across. But like I said, if it is if I am selling 10, 20, 30 vehicles a month, this is manageable because the vehicle will be sold from a OEM to direct to the customer. So even the registration login ID will be of OEMs, not the dealer, because the selling uh, authority is the manufacturer. So
Okay.
even the GST will be of the manufacturer and not of the dealer because they are directly billing it to the customer. So there will be a lot of compliances which the face to the customer, which is the dealer, will have to face them. But the responsibility on all of those compliances will go towards the manufacturer side. So that's where I feel there will be a challenge. But as I said, for 10, 20, 30 vehicles, it's still manageable and it's in a nascent stage. So Mercedes will also try to get this implemented successfully. There will be a lot of support to the dealers. So that is one compliance issue. The second one issue on the dealer side. The second issue is the dealers who normally put in a lot of money and keep stocks. So they get a benefit. So if I am wanting a Mercedes E-Class blue color, and I go to three dealerships in Delhi. So there is a one dealer who keeps a lot of stock and he has it. Even if I'm not a customer of that dealer, I'll still go to him because he has the vehicle. So
Hmm.
that dealer will benefit because he's carrying good inventory. As of today, that benefit is wiped off because as dealers will not be having any inventory. I'll go online, select Mercedes E-Class Red, and I'll find out this model is available at X dealership. I'll go straight there and buy it. So, uh, or ex dealership, or it is available in Lucknow. And automatically, if I log an order, Mercedes' responsibility is to get it transferred from Lucknow to Delhi. So that's the benefit, or you can say that's the a dealer who is aggressive enough gets to lose something because there's no benefit of keeping stocks, whereas the stocks are not his.
Sure. Okay, so you since you mentioned that bigger volumes will be difficult in the two-wheeler space. Let's say the startups like Aether, who's been disrupting the two-wheeler space with their product in the Aether 450 range. How do you see? Do you see them continuing on with their direct-to-consumer model, or do you finally eventually expect to see them in coming into the dealership model as the traditional model?
So Aether is already in the traditional model. So, but they have their own setups also.
Yeah.
So Aether, as of now, is present in very limited cities, restricted cities. They are now expanding, and wherever they are expanding, they are going towards the franchise or the dealer model. So, but obviously, as of today, their production level is very less, and that is why their own setups are able to sell more. So the day they expand to a volume of maybe 5,000 per month or 10,000 per month, uh, the dealers or a franchise model will be a must for them, and they are expanding the way. And at some places, they are even tying up with our dealers not directly as a franchise model, but as a partner model also.
Okay.
So, like you said, that's a new company, and they are trying to disrupt this model. There are a lot of positive things in that. So, uh, these see very frankly the old OEMs which are there since 50 years or 60 years in the system, it's very difficult for them to do a U-turn change like this, like Ola is thinking, or like Aether is thinking of tying up with every dealer and doing it. So they have different types of models. One is they are themselves coming up with a setup. They are tying up as a partner with a setup or a dealer, or they are giving a proper franchise. So they are trying all the three. But if I talk about the old OEMs, they are not. So practically this is nothing new, but it's the acceptance. So if you remember, Yamaha tried opening up a setup in Delhi, they failed. TVS tried. So a lot of OEMs tried. Even Mahindra has a setup in Bombay, NBS. They are still continuing. But the concept was they'll try once and then expand so that they have the control on the end customer shifting also, but they couldn't be successful. Now these new age entrepreneurs have come in where in the life of startup type of a business, and they are trying to disrupt it. It's a good thing. So India is a vast country. If anybody has an ambition of covering full India in a smaller time, they'll have to do this franchise thing, or somewhere they'll have to have their branches to different people, which means our dealers, to expand. But till the time it is a niche product, a small numbers of product, like as of today, all two-wheelers put together are doing what, 7,000-8,000 per month, all models. So I'm talking Aether, Hero, Okinawa, and whatever. So till the time it's a smaller numbers, you can
You can
do
manage.
all those try and trust them. But if you want to expand, you want to go to a lakh per month, you will have to use the tried and trusted dealership way of working.
All right. So, from my understanding, I don't think after sales would be affected by this because those very dealers would be catering to the after sales. Would that be the sole revenue model moving forward for dealerships with this direct to consumer model with Mercedes as they're going?
So, in Mercedes way, even with direct to customer, the dealership is still involved. They do the test drive, they
Yeah.
handle the customer.
Experience. Visa. Yeah.
Yeah, so they are the experience center. So obviously they still get margin on selling of the vehicle. So the margin is not that great as before, but they still get the margins. But on the other hand, they are absolved with the discounting competition. So whatever the discount is on the Mercedes, because they are selling it, and then the service obviously is with them. But if I talk about on the different scale, which is the two-wheeler and which is the electric vehicle, there is a different type of working here. See, electric vehicle workshops won't be that viable what ICE engine workshops are. Two-wheeler or four-wheeler, similar story, because from what thousands of parts, there are some hundreds of parts. So obviously the serviceability is reduced. The major part in an electric vehicle is what, a battery and a motor with some suspensions point, and also not very serviceable. Obviously tire is also there. I've heard tire wears faster in electric vehicle. So these are the small parts. So we won't need the 10-bay or a 20-bay workshop if I am selling an electric vehicle. So if I sell 100 two-wheeler, I'll need some 8 to 10 bay. But if I'm selling 100 electric vehicle two-wheeler, I'll need just 2 bays, because if I have to change battery, it will take 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Pick up and pick down, that's it. If I have to change tire, it will take 20 minutes. So it's nothing to do that you are getting in a vehicle, opening engine, changing oils and all that, gear oil and accelerator oil, all is over. So the sale will be this core margin for a dealer if I talk about electric vehicle. And even whatever they do, even Ola, like today, they are working on direct to customer. Whatever they do, they'll have to provide support. So it cannot be a process where they can say, like Amazon, you buy a TV you don't like, file return and take it back. It's not possible, because you have to get that vehicle registered. Once
Yeah.
the vehicle is registered in RTO, you cannot take back the vehicle, whatever you do, or else then if it's an 80,000 vehicle, you agree to 90,000 refund, because that's the amount that the customer will have to spend on registration, insurance, and whatever blah blah above that. So we, even if we move out from a dealer concept and move to a direct to customer, along with an experience center, along with some customer touch point, you will still have to have a service setup. Uh, Maybe today you have two-wheeler manufacturers, 10 dealership in a town, 10 service setup. But if you don't want to expand to 10, you will still need 2 or 4 depending upon the locations, because the vehicle has to drive. There would be some issues. 100% things can't be done on the air or by software update. So
Sure.
things will be where dealers are required, or uh, they will have to plan something where maybe not the current like of dealers, some different style of dealers, but they'll need somebody in between to service the vehicles or provide the experience centers.
All right. So, like you touched upon electric vehicles, like you just said. So, my next question is basically around that. When it comes to electric vehicles and also the new ADAS systems that are coming in, advanced driver safety aids and everything. So, when it comes to that, safety becomes an issue, of course, when you're getting it repaired from anywhere else or from a third party. How do you like the tech industry has been battling something like right to repair, like you have to come to the authorized service center only to get the item repaired, and it's been designed in a particular way that only the trained technicians from the company can repair it. How do you see that evolving for the auto industry?
See, practically, once we shift to EV, I feel this will be another electric equipment. It won't be a car.
Yeah.
So most of the things will again become the same thing. And as of today, the way the teenagers are growing up and the way they know the coding language and they are planning all that, this will create more issues going further. So the prevalent today way of things will have to change. But we'll have to also have to consider one big thing that the kind of responsibility an authorized dealer or an authorized manufacturer has on the vehicle, because he knows that this is my vehicle. I have to support this vehicle till I am there in the system or this vehicle is running. That kind of support or the dedication won't be there on a street workshop. So even there are a lot of roadside workshops which are not authorized, but they are still authorized by somebody or the other, maybe some mobile brand or something else. But still, they are not able to survive because the point is they are there to solve your instant problem. So if your vehicle is not starting, what will they do? They do small checks, 3, 4 checks, fuel kahin phasa hai, or what is the issue on the self or something, and they rectify it and give it to back. But the issue is when you go to an authorized dealer has a responsibility to check that why did this problem crop up. So not just solve this, you have to solve the reason because what will happen? This customer will again come back to me and complain. So if he does a complaint, it's my image which is hurting. Image in the terms of customer, the other customer, and the company also. Whereas all these issues or the compliance issues, that person can even go to consumer court against me. But that person cannot go to consumer court against a roadside mechanic. So there are a lot of compliances or the obligations from an authorized workshop. So that is where still uh, okay, right to repair is there, but still, if you go there, you will get a repair, not an issue. Even a lot of companies have started sharing the technical systems with the local garage. So Mahindra has a system where they are appointing MMTs. So those are Mahindra trained mechanics. We also give them a small system where they can plug in and check what are the issues. But obviously, that system, if it is a complex issue, they cannot do it. So there'll be an error. They can find out that this is a complex issue. The system is, then they should send it to the authorized workshop. But the normal issues, they can do it. But the kind of complexities today's vehicle have, it's very difficult to manage at the roadside mechanic. And even if an authorized dealers doesn't get their mechanic trained for 2 years, even they can't work on it. So it's been so uh, fast moving technology that even if a mechanic, if a technician is not trained for a year, the output effects, the repairs increase because that's the process how vehicles. So check Seltos. 2 years back it was launched, and just 6 months back they upgraded. So a new model is upgraded every 1.5 years. So automatically upgrade means what? More complex things added, more infotainment added, more. So as of today, the features are loaded on the vehicle. So you can expect anything from a car. So obviously it becomes very complex to repair it also. So agreed, right to repair is there, but thinking like it's such a complex thing, even so you get it done from local, but then obviously it will not go to the lifespan what it should have been if you would have treated it well.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, sir, and best
Yeah.
of luck in the future.
Thanks, Rahul. Thanks for having me.
So,
It was great.